Hi guys, we're at the dog park. So we're going to talk about narcissism today. So narcissism doesn't appear out of nowhere, okay? It develops over time through a mix of early experiences, environment, and learned behavior. It is not simply who somebody is. It's often who somebody became to cope with the situation, to adapt to the situation, to survive in certain conditions. You are a product of childhood trauma, childhood happiness, childhood suffering, childhood rewards. So let's review 10 different ways a narcissist is created. Number one, childhood emotional neglect. When a child emotional needs are ignored or dismissed, they learn to disconnect from their feelings. So instead of developing self-worth, healthy self-worth, they build a false sense of superiority to protect themselves from feeling unseen and feeling unimportant, right? Because they might have not have parents. Okay, number two, overindulgence without accountability. So, same thing, constant praise without boundaries can be just as damaging, okay? Because when a child is treated as superior and never corrected, they grow up believing they are entitled, like they're above others and they are exempt from responsibility, okay? Number three, conditional love, okay? If love is given only when a child performs or achieves something or behaves a certain way, they learn that their worth is tied to external validation. So this can lead to a lifelong need for admiration, okay, and approval from others. So you see that happening, okay? Number four, inconsistent parenting, okay, or no parenting at all. So unpredictable care, it's where is affection and rejection, and it goes up and down, it alternates. It creates confusion, right? The child never feels secure. It just leading them to develop like a behavior that is uncertain, right? And to deal with this instability. So that's what's going on with this unpredictable care, okay? Also, number five, exposure to toxic roles, okay? Toxic role models. Children learn by observing other people, right? That's how you learn language. Nobody taught you how to learn language. You just learn by observing. So growing up around manipulative or controlling or emotionally unavailable people can normalize those behaviors. What you see, it repeatedly becomes what you understand as normal. Number six, shame and humiliation. So frequent criticism and comparison or humiliation can damage a child's self-image. To cope, they might build a protective identity that rejects vulnerability. And it projects confidence, which is not real. It's not authentic, right? But it's just projecting that. Number seven, lack of empathy development. If a child is not taught to recognize and respect others' emotions, empathy may not fully develop. And without empathy, relationships become transactional rather than emotional, okay? Okay, I'm gonna stop here for a minute because there's other dogs. Hold on one second. All right, we're back. Number eight is the need for control. So growing up in an environment where the child felt powerless, okay, this creates a strong need to control situations later in life. So control becomes a way to avoid feeling not controllable, feeling vulnerable, okay? Number 9, defense against insecurity. So at the core of narcissistic behavior is often a very deep insecurity, the grandiosity, the manipulation, the need for admiration. Those act as a defense against feeling of inadequacy or feeling of rejection. And number 10, learn survival strategy. For many narcissists, this trait began as a way to survive emotionally. Over time, this coping mechanism becomes fixed pattern, okay? And it's creating this pattern that is carried into your real life, into adulthood, and it's not healthy. So just to make sure you understanding how narcissism develops does not excuse harmful behavior, but it explains it, okay? Awareness creates clarity, and clarity helps you respond with wisdom, okay? Not being so confused. So with that, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, and don't kill any insects. Like, look how pretty it is.